Hey there, what's happening YouTube? Thanks for stopping back into the channel today here with the Rust Belt Mechanic. So today we are getting back into the new shop build. As you guys can see behind me, we've got the big shop in here with not a whole lot of stuff in it. So first thing we need to do to be able to work on some real cars is we need a lift in here. That's right, today we're going to be putting in a lift from TLS Lifts. So we're going to go through what we need to do that one, go through the tools, and actually installing it today. Stay tuned. Yeah, I really wasn't able to afford just to buy a forklift for this one, but thankfully my buddies over at Midwest Maintenance here in Piqua, they do a lot of work on forklifts and also do rentals and everything. They allowed me to rent one. They're close enough, so here I am just kind of driving one down the state road here, just trucking on home.
It was your cousin's idea.
What?
So here is the lift as we got it delivered. This is a 10,000 pound 2-post asymmetrical arm lift from TLS, the Lift Superstore. Again, later on down below in the comments, if you guys want to check this one out, I will have the link to all of the stuff that I'm using here today, as well as the lift from TLS. So make sure and go to check them out. But this one we've got here today is a 220 volt motor unit. It's really nice. Like I said, asymmetrical arms. We've got some of the bump stops for the doors, really high-end lift, and it's going to fit exactly what we need to do. Now, why did I go with these guys? That's because I really wanted the best bang for the buck for the best lift that we could get. I wanted a lift that was going to be able to hold just about everything I wanted to throw at it, and that is including the Duramax. So we're going to be able to throw that one on there, and as well as the other cars that we have here. Our Charger, our friends Pacifica, Captain Ron's truck. So this is going to be able to hold whatever we throw at it, and then some. So good to have there. And then we also wanted something that was going to be safe. So we went with this one because all the lifts from the Lift Superstore are going to be ALI certified. Now, what exactly does it mean to be ALI certified? That means it's got all the different safety features and it is independently tested by the ALI certification group. They go through the lift, all the safety features, all the steel, how that's manufactured, and they are tested over and over again, and they're tested to the maximum capacity. They actually test these things up to 50% over what the capacity rating is. So this one being a 10,000 pound rack, it was tested at 15,000 pounds and passed. So big plus there. That's why we went with these guys. So what we really need to do is get this thing unpacked and go get it actually installed. Ahead of time, we were actually marking the chalk lines and everything the other night. So we've got our top chalk lines marked, and we just need to get these things put in. This one really nice is we don't have to worry about all the little nuts and hardware. Actually, the internal I-beam portion of this one is threaded. So all we have to do is get the hardware and bolt it into this one. So we've got all kinds of hardware. Now, one of the things you want to make sure when you're putting these together is just start to put it together and get everything finger tight. Do not tighten it down until after everything is all bolted to the ground. You like where everything's at, the cross beams all on and everything. Don't tighten anything down yet. So
like a lift kit.
Yeah, exactly, like a lift kit. Same exact purpose right there. So we're gonna get this hardware put in here and kind of slightly put down. And now we had to put it at these upper holes here and bring the top end in because we're actually putting this at the lowest configuration that it can get. At the highest point of this lift, we are only going to be at right at 138 or 139 inches, and that is because here the ceiling in the barn is not the highest thing. We're only working with about 145 inch clearance on the ceiling, so we needed to keep it under that, and that's what this lift was able to do. So let's get some more hardware put on this one, and then we'll get this one set up.
Can't reach it now. I need the camera. All right, we're coming for you. Hold on. There's more to see.
Go up. Come on there, Touchy.
Hi. I gotcha.
All right, that was fun. So let's get the next one up. Another good thing to mention is make sure you have everything ready to go before you put these lifts in. Do an inventory of what the lift came with. Make sure all the hardware is there, all the safety features, mounting bolts, cables, nuts, bolts, hardware, safety switches, lift arms, because if you end up finding something that you're missing like halfway through and then it has to take a lot longer, it's just a pain in the butt. So make sure you have everything there. So it looks like we've got all our hardware, we've got our hoses, we've got our AW32 certified hydraulic oil, extra arms, extra little chassis lift points, and our safety block boxes there. On top of that, you also want to make sure you have everything to install it correctly, and that's going to be in the way of tools. So you need a hammer, you need a hammer drill, levels, you got masonry bits, and a slew of other, small hand tools here and there. And then you're also going to need a torque wrench, of course, SB Tools torque wrench, to be able to torque your bolts down into the concrete. Now, when we're talking about concrete also, we already tested our concrete. The minimum thickness for this lift is going to be 4 inches of high compact concrete. So make sure that you have the correct thickness for what your lift is rated at. Now that we've got everything set up and lined up on all of the chalk lines that we really need to get it on, we need to put some attaching bolts into the ground. And again, these things come with all of the concrete attachment bolts that we have here, and we've got a rotary hammer drill to drill a couple holes down into the concrete. We already checked. We're right at like 4.5 inches, so right at the depth where we really need to be for this one. So we're going to drill some holes and get this thing kind of mounted into place, at least to hold it by a few bolts. Mr. Savage, you gonna help here? Got the hole all cleaned out of here, so we want to make sure that all of our dust and everything's out of the way. So now we need to drive in our concrete hammers. You are not helping. Okay, I got you. Go. Go get it. There's no stick. Go.
Get the stick. Get the stick. There's no stick. I'm smarter.
Go. Now we only have 3, 4, 5 per plate to do. So, yep, 9 more to go. Let's get it done. Next in our lineup of things to do is our crossbar. So we've got the safety mechanism already assembled on this one here. We've got the arm put into that end, and the actual safety switch is over here on this end. So we've got that one all into place and onto the forklifts. The nice thing about this lift is it puts little hanger hooks right here on the ends, so it's not really an absolute two-person job to be able to put this thing together. All we got to do is have the forklift and just lift it up, and we're going to end up hanging it up onto the ends there, and hopefully we'll be good to go then at that point to use just the ladder to get up there and bolt everything together. All right, now to give you guys just an update of where we're kind of at, we've got everything all put together, assembled. The top rack that joins the two beams, we kind of got everything tightened up in between and leveled out. And then obviously all of our hardware is now installed in the floor, and getting a good hammer drill, I'm telling you guys, by far is very, very essential. So we got all of our mounts and hardware and everything all put into the floor. Savage, did you help any? Savage, did you help any? Nope, big dummy, sure didn't. So all those are put in. We've got them torqued down to 140 foot-pounds, which is the manufacturer's specification on there. And now we have to check our level. So I'm telling you guys, this hardly ever happens. We have to check it in a couple different places. We've got right here, which is dead level, and going left to right, we are dead level. And it is like that on both of these arms, which is nuts. So I have to say, hats off to whoever poured the concrete in this shop, because you guys are right on. The kit comes with all kinds of shims and stuff. We can see here over on the bench, it came with a whole pile of shims and everything to be able to get these things level, which is cool. But you know what? Going in the junk pile. Moving on, now we are going to have to move on to our safety cables, and we still need to do our hydraulics. Now where we're at, we've got all of our cables kind of just haphazardly run through. We'll still have to do adjustment on those, but it's time to start doing hydraulics. So we've got our hydraulic unit sitting over here, and we've got the bushing mounts already put onto the lift. We just need to go pick up our power unit. Big cool thing about the power unit that come on these are they are made right here in the US of A. Bucher Power Systems, right out of Michigan, Grand Rapids, Michigan, is who makes all of the power units for these lifts. So really high quality power motor hydraulic unit. So let's go get this thing slapped on. This is where I need one of those extra hands here, like a Captain Ron in here. That's all right, he helped earlier put this stuff up, so once we get one on, it's not too bad. Washer, lock washer, nut. All the hardware that this thing has come with has been very high quality hardware, stainless hardware, so it's not gonna have any kind of corrosion issues here in the rust belt down the road. So get the rest of these things put on, and then still need to run some hydraulic lines. We've got one that will come up this side, one will come up the other side. There's a T-fitting that's going to be in the middle, and the third leg will come from the middle down here to the power unit. So I like how this one's ran, so we get this done.
1 hour later.
I don't know, guys, I'm getting pretty excited. This thing is getting really close. It's looking like a real lift. We've got all of these safety cables ran for the locks, and all of the hydraulics run across the board. Let's have a look how those turned out. So this side, you've got 2 hydraulic lines, one there from the bottom, and you've got there coming out of our hydraulic control unit and the motor, going up, following the rack and across the top. And then on the top, you can see we've got a little fitting kind of there up by the light. That's where it goes from, the middle one comes in 2, and then it splits off to the other side. You can also see the safety lock cable that's ran within there up across the little rollers up top and down into our side lock areas where I've got the cables all in there and attached as well. All of the hardware and all of the hydraulic lines are all tightened up, ready to go. So the only things that we really have left is we don't have the arms on it yet, which I'm going to wait for somebody to get here to do that, because boy, those things are heavy, and trying to get the pins lined up, yeah, it's going to be kind of a pain. But also going to be waiting on an electrician to wire everything up, but just for time being, I am going to run a wire from my panel to here just to hook it up for testing and get the hydraulics kind of running and everything. That's not going to be the final way of wiring. We're actually going to get a professional electrician to run everything up in the ceiling, around the rafters, and all the way down over to our box and our panel over here. So we will have everything certified by an electrician and put in correctly. So right now, all we got to do, let's get some hydraulic fluid put into it. Let's get some wires hooked up to it, and then we will work on doing the adjustments on the cables. We'll show you guys how to do that. You also want to be making sure that you're going to be using the correct hydraulic oil on this one. We just picked some up from like Tractor Supply. It's AEW 32 ISO certified, just regular hydraulic oil. I have a feeling this one's probably going to take like 3 gallons or so, so let's fill her up. We are just under 3 gallons, and Savage, I think you killed it. You're also going to know that it's going to be making some weird noises when you start it up first. You're going to see this fluid level drop. We actually have to fill the hydraulic system, so it's going to be self-bleeding in that one. You see how they go up, you know, all jerky and everything? A lot of that air pocket is still in the system too, so I don't think it's going to have to work itself out. Now the very last thing that we're wanting to do is adjust our cables, and they're adjusted here with the nut on the top side and the nut on the bottom side. The top side one is just kind of like a lock nut, and then we want to loosen or tighten the one on the bottom side for the cable tension. A good rule that we like to go with is you want to be able to pinch these, and it should take quite a bit of force to be able to push these together. These are a little bit too loose still for my like on this one, and these are a little bit better, but still a little bit loose. So I'm going to go about 4 or 5 turns, tighten both sides of these up, and then after that we're going to want to see how they are kind of switched on to each other based off of where the locks are at. You'll see what I mean when I put this thing up. We'll want to hear the locks when they hit. They're actually really close. The right one hits just before the left one. Over on this side, or the driver's side, hits just before the passenger side on it. So if that were the case after we got the tension all set up, then we would want to go ahead and tighten this side up. Whichever side hits second is the one you want to do a little bit more tightening to. So I'm going to get these things adjusted, put the tension right to it, and then I've got 2 of the arms on, and I'll get the other 2 arms on too. And hopefully we'll get close to getting done now. One of the very last things I wanted to touch on about this lift is the accessories that it comes with. And this isn't something to where, like, oh, it's going to be like an extra, like, $400-500 that's going to be charged to you. Like, oh crap, it didn't come with adjustable feet, didn't come with these height adapters. This one comes with everything. So it comes with the longer height adapters, and they are keyed into the lock. So we can see over here on this one where the little keyed section is, so it's not going to be spinning and shaking and moving all around on you. We've got the higher ones, we've got a set of the lower ones, and then each one of these feet have got a really heavy duty rubber coating to it, and they are 2-stage adjustable on the feet. So the center section threads and this outer section threads, we can see both of these stages to that. So really cool, really high quality little accessories that come with it. And it also comes with these, which are frame adapters. So if you're lifting it by certain sections of the frame, these generally will grip better. Just put them on the inside and outside of the frame, like on the front of my truck. And then last but not least are these adapters here, which are a little bit goofy, but they are for that certain situation, sometimes like minivans. Like for instance, if you could not get the rear arm all the way under a vehicle to be able to use the outer foot, like the leg was in the way of hitting the pinch weld, all you'd have to do is throw the foot right on the leg, and you're using your leg as a lift point. So awesome. Big thumbs up for all the accessories that come with this. And for the very first vehicle to be lifted, an E-Z-GO golf cart. That's right, E-Z-GO golf cart. Now, yeah, I know, a 10K lift. Yeah, we should be lifting my truck and everything. But yeah, I will be doing that. But to be honest, I'm going to be using this lift for pretty much everything that I can put on it here around the house and on the farm and stuff. So we're going to be using this thing fully. And this is one of the things that I really like about this rack, is it's got all the extra little accessories that I was talking about. And then it also has these triple extension arms, which are going to be nice for smaller vehicles like this or minivans or whatever. So there's 3 different extensions even on the forward smaller arm. So makes it really nice for mounting just about any place I really need to do it. So now we're able to pretty much lift anything that we really need to. And I'm pretty excited about it, guys. This is a new step here for the channel. I'm really grateful about this thing. Well, guys, this is about all I've got for you on this trip here in the new Rust Belt garage that we've got working on. I'm really excited. I'm glad we got this lift put in. If you guys are interested in this one or any other TLS lifts, I will put the link down in the description below so you guys can go check them out. This is not sponsored by them or anything, and I'm really glad I made this purchase. They are a great company. Their lifts are great, and it's a really good, like, in between to where I'm feeling like I've saved some money, and I also got a lift that was certified and very safe, and it's going to work for just about everything that I need. So really, really great lift. A big plus to TLS for their awesome lifts. One other big announcement that I wanted to make sure you guys stay tuned for was the fact that I'm doing something else with my time as well. On a couple of other occasions, I am now going to be working with Babcock's Media and T2 Publication. Tomorrow's Technician is an online publication and information service for new technicians and guys getting into the industry, as well as instructors trying to get more information to those technicians and get you guys trained earlier on. So I teamed up with them, and we're doing an amazing podcast series called T2, Tomorrow's Technician. and I will be putting the link to that one down in the description below. I'm pretty sure you're also going to be able to view it on pretty much any podcast source. It's going to be a 10-show series, and I'm really excited about all of the different subject matter that we have to cover in it. Everything from jumping in as a technician right here in the automotive industry to learning how to work the pay system and maybe how to make a little bit of extra money along the side as well. So make sure you guys check that one out. The link for that one will be in the description below as well. Thanks for tuning in today, guys. I appreciate everybody's patience and glad to see you guys loving this content. If you guys have any other options or ideas of things that we really need to do next in the shop, leave those down in the comments below. I love to see and love to hear from you guys as well. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, you guys stay awesome.